What's going on, everyone? It's Corbin from Everything Extraordinary, and today I'm going to do a little Q&A session. We're actually on the water right now on a little paddle boat, so we're just going through the park and we're going to answer some questions. Question number 1, what is Everything Extraordinary? Everything Extraordinary is a clothing brand. I created it in 2021. I actually kind of started it in 2017, but I got my LLC officially in 2021, so that is kind of like the starting date that I put for the brand. Obviously, we do a bunch more than just clothing, but I like to stay in the space of clothing, but it's really just like an art brand. You know, I love art, I love cool shit, and I just love making cool shit. So that's really what Everything Extraordinary is. Why the name Everything Extraordinary? I get this question a lot, and it's really hard to answer because I have a few answers for it. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But to answer the question right now, it's a motivational statement. I wanted to create a brand name that was unique, catchy, obviously a brand name that hasn't been used before, but overall just something that I enjoy and something that stuck with me. I kind of just came up with Everything Extraordinary out of the top of my head. I think of it as just like a statement, like everything I do is extraordinary, so Everything Extraordinary. So that's to just put it short. What's your favorite collection? That's tough. I've released a lot of things throughout the past couple years, like the Futura collection. I just recently dropped these hats with the pins, and you can get these on everythingextraordinary.com. I'm actually rocking the Lost in Space tee right now, but I think my favorite one so far has to be the Futura collection. It's a collection I released, I think, in, I want to say November of 2022. It's probably one of my best photo shoots I've ever done. I really just love the aesthetic of the collection. Of course, that's the ones with the rhinestones all over the place. And a lot of people seem to love the collection too, so I think that's a big plus. But I think the Futura collection, because I actually came up with it off mushrooms. I was sitting in the park one day, actually this exact park, and I was on mushrooms. I think I was on acid as well. I took a couple tabs, but I just kind of came up with it while being high. So like, you know, I don't usually like to get high. Actually, I'd rather be sober because I can actually focus whenever I need to focus. A lot of other people can focus while they do drugs, but it's hard for me to, so I just don't do it. But yeah, I'd say the Futura collection. It really just speaks to me, and I just love the set. I love the outfit. It's great. Who do you want to work with? Man, there's a ton of people I want to work with. I definitely want to work with Ye, Westside Gunn. I'd like to work with Benny the Butcher. I'd love to just work with the whole Griselda. I just think what they got going on is great. I think the way Westside Gunn, Benny the Butch, Conway, the way they all built Griselda and then going on to make their own thing is really motivational, especially like at the age that they're at, in the time of not having a lot of like older people make it at that age. So they never gave up, so that's really motivational to me. So yeah, I'd say Ye, Westside Gunn, Frank Ocean is another artist I'd love to work with, Tyler the Creator. I definitely have a ton of artists I would love to work with, and those are just a few that I can kind of remember right now. Top 5 clothing brands right now. I won't put them in order, but I'd say like definitely FTP, Supreme, Half Evil. I love Half Evil. I'm trying to think. Of course, Everything Extraordinary. Vetma, even though Vetma is kind of like making a comeback, but like older Vetma. What are your thoughts on the state of streetwear right now? I think streetwear is in good hands right now. Seeing the brands we have, all the artists that are out here, it's not necessarily just brands. You know, it's a lot of independent people, you know, but I think there's just a lot of great creators out right now, and I feel like the more comfortable we get, the better the art is. You know, the more comfortable we are sharing our art with one another, and then we learn from each other, and we aren't afraid to put out whatever we want. So I think the state of streetwear is in good hands right now. I think we're finally finding the separation between like TikTok brands and legit brands that want to grow and are not scared to fail and are in it for the long run. What non-clothing related projects do you want to put out? This year I actually shot a music video. So that was like one thing I wanted to complete off my checklist. I kind of want to write a book. I don't really read books like at all, but like I'd love to put out a book. I'd love to put out like a board game too, just something that's really creative. I want to design someone's album cover. Obviously it doesn't matter what artist it is, but I'd love to make like an album cover for like Westside Gunn, anyone in Griselda. They have a lot of great covers. Obviously Kanye West, Travis Scott. You know, I would love to make an album cover for one of my favorite artists. That'd be a big deal to me. What inspired Everything Extraordinary to get to where it is today? I'd say just seeing what everyone else has done with their brand, whatever form of art they're in. For example, like Kanye West in music, Kanye West in fashion, of course, Travis Scott and what he's doing, Virgil Abloh. A lot of inspirations from different people and some of my favorite clothing brands and artists. So that's kind of what has inspired Everything Extraordinary. If you could pick one person to wear your brand, who would it be? I would definitely say Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. He's been probably my biggest inspiration. He's also from Chicago, so that hits kind of close to home. Yeah, he's just been one of my biggest inspirations, so it would definitely be dope to see him in some Everything Extraordinary. What is your creative process? That is a very good question, actually. I love music, so I love turning on some music, listening to some Marvin Gaye. It actually just depends what mood I'm in as far as music, but I love Pink Floyd, Grateful Dead, Kanye, Travis Scott, X, a lot of different artists, rock, soul, R&B, rap, of course. So I'd say turning on some music, that's probably like step number one. Of course, not always do I turn on music when I'm creating something, but often. And then a lot of times to get like my creative juices flowing, I come outside. You know, I do stuff like this to just really get inspired. I like to try a lot of new things. So I actually never been on like a paddle boat, so this is my first time on a paddle boat, so this is perfect, exactly what I'm talking about, to get some ideas. Really not trying to dwell too much into clothing itself, but like things that inspire me to make clothing, and then it ends up being more than just clothing at the end of the day. So how do you get out of a slump? That's another very good question, and I feel like it based on the person more so than anything, because you know, everyone gets out of slumps differently. I was actually just in a slump like 2 weeks ago, and I think time helps. I think understanding the position you're in and kind of giving yourself a little pat on the back, and I think just like taking some time off of what you're doing and then getting back into it helps a lot. What to expect from Everything Extraordinary in the next 5 years? This is a hard question to answer because I feel like I create things off feeling and really just what I like. So I would say definitely expect something great, because that's really what we're trying to do, is just create something great, create something we love, and that's all I can really say for now. But that's going to do it all for the interview, everyone. Thank you all that watched to this point, and it's a beautiful day, so I'm about to go enjoy it. Tell me how y'all liked the video in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.